Bitch, are you jealous?
Oh shit, here we go again.
Bitch, are you jealous?
Oh shit, here we go again.
Live from outer space and unapologetic studio. This is I Make Mad Beats. We are live again for another episode of Type Beat, a producer podcast, where we discuss all things producer, engineer, creative, music, blah, 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 blah. And behind me is my cast.
Yeah, C major.
Unique.
Kid Maestro.
So, that
Space.
being said, man, what's the topics for today?
Yeah.
We are talking about religion. And is that important to you as a producer? And is it important to show it? We are talking about the tiers in creating music. How does that look for you? And how has that looked for others? And number 3.
We lay out the whole joint. Let's go. Number
Talking
3, I think, is
Adlibs.
Adlibs, right?
Oh,
Ad-libs.
Ad-libs.
Yeah, the most
Who
iconic.
changed the culture?
Who changed the culture for the ad-lib?
Who changed the lib culture? Come on.
We know who it was.
We know who it was.
We gonna talk about it.
That's the
Period.
The foreshadowing.
I wonder who that is.
So let's talk about it. That's what we're going to do.
Okay, yeah. So we starting with
Religion.
Let's start with this religion joint. So Pose the question one more time.
So the question was, is religion important to you as far as being a producer and showcasing that to the people that support you and follow you? And do you also incorporate that in how you produce and in how you brand yourself?
Now, off top, like, I mean, I think that there's a larger question at play, but we're gonna use this as a way to discuss this larger topic, which is just that, like, in the world of products, consumerism, and the idea that you want to like be successful at some level of nationally, right? Like, do you feel like it works for you or against you to have religious beliefs and then actually show them or make decisions based in them? That's what seems to be at the heart of this question.
For sure.
What you think, Unique?
I think it's very important. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially people who may be struggling with the same thing, like wondering if it's even okay to, you know what I'm saying, showcase that along with, you know, what they're doing. Some people who are extra religious may be like, oh, how can you be in church and be playing this secular music type stuff, and, you know, it can make people feel bad type, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it just all depends on the background or whatnot. But I respect people who like don't allow, you know, what they believe in to take them away from what they're passionate about. Because if you believe in your passion, you know what I'm saying, like, who can stop you? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's because of your religion or not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should always stick with you no matter what.
Yeah.
And it should always show, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's just a taboo question in entertainment, period. Like the industry, period. The industry and religion for some reason just does not mix, period. And I feel like growing up, when I was growing up and I was a kid, maybe it's the same now, but when I was a kid, like Illuminati was much more of a thing. And for me, my nigga, I was in that shit. Like I was on YouTube, like. And so when I was growing up, when I wanted to be a producer and I was in my mom's room in high school and I wanted to be a successful producer, my whole thing was like, I'm not finna let these niggas take my religion from me. And so I would be like overboard with like religious beliefs and stuff like that, which I don't know if you can be overboard, but I was like extreme the other way, just trying to like fight for my stance on that. And the more I kind of got older and more mature, I kind of realized that living my life the way I lived it would do what I needed it to do. But also, I never saw, like, going to your question, I still haven't seen many examples, especially in the producer world, of like religious beliefs of any kind, like no matter, you know, Christian, whoever you are. The only person I can think of off top that's any sort of successful is Kanye. And his has been throughout his career, but very recently he kind of, you know, turned up, and now he's back. Now he's back on some Kanye shit. Like,
well, that was gonna be my next question. My next question was gonna be like, and for those who have accomplished this and or try to accomplish this, like, so let me make sure we still live. Okay, let me make sure. Let me check my traps.
check the trap.
Okay, yeah. For those who have tried to accomplish this or have actually accomplished this, right? Was it anything outside of Christianity?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, so there's only one other person that I know, but he's a video game composer, and you have to be kind of like a super nerd to even really know about him. But a guy, Ryu Umamito, he had I think he was Buddhist or something to do with Hinduism. I'm not sure what his actual religion was, but he put his, like, their numbers that I guess their religion goes by or lives off of or thrives through, and so he put those numbers in his music. That's how he composed all of his stuff, and so his beliefs were literally written into his music. But other than that, like, I don't think I know of any like Well, I guess Muslim or is Islam. I don't know. Excuse me if I'm using the wrong terms, but like that had to be like one RZA like on some Muslim shit.
So,
Or,
like-
hip hop is like
So-
built off.
That was gonna be my next jump, which is like in the '90s you had the Islamic, the 5%er
Yeah.
movement happen, right? In rap, right? And that was the first time I ever seen anything. I mean, that was the first time I think music had ever seen a genre see that many. I mean, Rakim,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, was living in that way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that was also a component of like the early '90s black
Yeah.
music movement, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, to see, I'm just always curious. And even when it comes to Christianity, right? Even when it comes to Christianity, it's like, okay, there seems to be one religion that is allowed to live in global music a little bit more than the others, right?
Yeah.
But you can't go too deep into Christianity. Like, you got to be like surface level social accepting, you know what I'm saying? Christianity. Like, you can't actually be saying what's in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? You can't.
Yeah, that'll get you. So to answer your question, is it detrimental? I think it will be detrimental. I think there are benefits that, you know, ideally are more important than the detrimental parts. But I think for sure it will come with some detrimental type situations because from my observation, you know, like not even just talking about Christianity, which I'll just say I'm a Christian. So I'm saying that to explain any biases you might pick up.
Sure.
But I feel like with most religions, like, to me, the idea of there being a central higher power, like a God specifically, is, from my observation, pretty counterculture. Like I think most of society accepts, you know, more of a universe type of language, you know what I mean? A more open, everything is God kind of approach. And so when you make statements that are, I mean, in general counterculture, you're going to face backlash, but religion has, you know, been abused and all these kinds of things. So it's very easy to attach like certain stigmas to the idea, to a person who has religious beliefs or has strong religious beliefs. Now, I think that the other part of the question, is it important to be open about that? I feel like it is. I think it has a lot of like internal risks, and I think, you know, shout out to like the culture of this company, which is being unapologetically yourself, being extremely vulnerable. If your spiritual beliefs inform the way you think about the world, I feel like you're not going to make as potent music as you can if you exclude that part of it from your creative process. And so, and because of everything we talked about, I think that's really scary. That's scary for most people, especially because once you're public about that kind of stuff, there also is a level of accountability that gets placed on you that people don't have to. And when you aren't like that, you aren't subject to. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are gonna look at how you move, and I think part of the reason, though, that side of people, of artists specifically, isn't always at the forefront is because, you know, people don't want to be held accountable.
Yeah.
You know, even if that accountability is not necessarily biblical or, you know, unfounded or, you know, intentionally like malicious, you know what I mean? People just don't want that kind of heat on them. People don't want to be looked at in that kind of way. And
you
and
can't be human, right? If you do take that stance, I feel like that for a celebrity that strips another layer of humanness away from them. Like you have to be, if like let's just use Christianity. If you say you're a Christian, if you're Kanye and you say you're a Christian, you have to be that for the rest of your life, and you can't make mistakes anymore. And I feel like that's just a tough.
yeah,
I wouldn't blame somebody for not keeping it a secret, but for being more standoffish about it. You know,
yeah.
just because.
And it's an uphill battle, not just because of the perversion of the Bible. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things that are associated with, again, I'm biased, so I'm speaking mostly from Christians. So, but I would feel like there's a lot of, I know for a fact Muslims went through the same thing when 9/11 happened specifically. Like there's biases that get attached to certain types of religions, right? that aren't in line with the doctrine that you practice, right? Get associated, like Christians are like this, Christians believe this, you know what I'm saying? And that's not at all what Jesus taught or believes, you know what I mean? And there are Christians who, I mean, that's to the fault of people who perverted the word of God, you know what I mean? And so, and when you understand that, like just the thought of being expressive in that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just know that you have to do extra work to separate your beliefs and what you think and the version of your religion, you know what I'm saying, that you believe in, that you practice, away from the general idea. And that's a lot of just mental bandwidth, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of thought to just say a statement or to write a lyric or to be, expressive in that way. And like humans, like always have a tendency to move away from discomfort, you know what I mean? And so it's just a lot easier to keep that part hidden away. I think the more you keep it hidden away, though, the more that hidden part of yourself starts to be an actual conflict with what you believe. And so I feel like you can slowly find yourself changing your beliefs because you're trying not to be the religious bad guy. Over time, I feel like that's a very subtle thing.
I've also seen it like the reverse from like Christian rap. I'm a Christian as well, so my main point of reference for this is Christianity too. But so I'm gonna use a lot of Christian examples. But I've seen like, all right, the more you hide it, the more you struggle with it. But even the more you show it, like I've seen like Lecrae battle horrendously with like the backlash from stuff just from being like it's not. I feel like as a celebrity and you make that stance, you have to be perfect. But religion as a whole isn't perfect. It isn't based on perfection. You still gonna make mistakes. But those people aren't allowed to make mistakes, and so that's when it gets like super tough.
Yeah, again, it's so much like it's such a battle, and like I would love for it to say, but what I will say is why I think it's important, without going too deep into like experience. So, Jer, with I've mentioned I went on like a creative sabbatical, right? But I knew I was going to do that, and so pretty much all of December 2022, I was prepping. Like y'all might have seen me. I was walking around with various like tiny notebooks, in conversations, writing down notes. Like I was just.
We ain't noticed none of that.
I was.
Not playing.
I was.
You weren't doing none of this shit.
I was being very intentional.
You was regular as hell, bro.
Right. I was like, oh, really? Huh? Thought you were just doing that same thing you did every day. I was just capturing my thoughts, just being very intentional to have like a pool of emotion to pull from. Because one thing I wanted to do was something I feel like I just didn't really do much as a music creator, which was create from like an emotional personal experience point. Typically my creations like fall in line of more of a curiosity kind of approach. Like it's like explorative, but not really an exploration of myself, just more of my curiosity for the craft and the thing. So for this, I wanted to try, like, I want to be super intentional, you know what I'm saying, about having, you know, personal experiences and thoughts to pull from and see what happens. And so from doing that all December into January while I was creating, because I was paying attention to myself at that level, my core beliefs couldn't help but come up and influence what I was doing. And a lot of that is like is how I feel about God, how I feel like God's has like blessed me like insurmountably, how he's put me here and just lined certain things up and revealed his keyword love to me. And I feel like the music that I was making, like I just felt the best about that stuff than I had about anything else. And so that's just my personal anecdotal evidence of when you allow that to bleed into your life, when you allow who you are to bleed into what you do, while it may be socially difficult, right? Depending on the era or the time that you happen to be doing that in, the personal like gratification of your life, you know, on a day-to-day level for the people who are, you know, closest to you. I just had it more than I ever had. And I'm a pretty passionate dude. Like, you know, that's one thing.
Y'all would never know that.
I was just going to say, are you?
Passionate, bro.
Hold on. Let me say this. This is facts. But I don't know if people will ever guess that.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of plain face, plain voice. You know what I mean? But
I'm overwhelmed.
but you know what I'm saying? The way that's combated is, you know, everybody can always say, yo, he's gonna show up. He's gonna be there. He's been showing up for the past 10 years. You know what I mean? Like,
that's facts.
So. And I'm saying that,
Nigga,
like,
talking his shit.
Right? He going in right now. He been dominating this.
Shit,
How long we been on? He been dominating. I'm feeling this. Go ahead, bro.
you know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is, when I became more unapologetic about that being a part of my creative process, about how I presented what I was doing, I had a better life. Like, that was just I just looked at the world a lot better. And I felt, because of the way society is, it's a continual uphill battle, right? But, you know, you can find all kinds of proverbs that the more you do something, the easier it is to do. And you are, you know what I'm saying? So it gets easier, but, you know, them first battles is tough. And I'm not always, you know, quick to like show up, you know, in that way, or let that side be known so readily. And I don't want to like get into a situation where I'm trying to prove anything, right? But I don't know. It had to be intentional to not shy away from those conversations. And to be like, no, this is the truth. Like the greatest commandment is to love. If you show up in that way, my experience shows that it is easier to be accepted for having your beliefs, as well as to talk about it with people who disagree with you or may not be on the same type of time as you, when you show up in love.
Yeah.
I never forget like being a kid, being on the bus. You know, back then, like Harry Potter for like Christian kids just wasn't a thing that we were just allowed to consume and all that. But I had this friend named Cody. He was a huge Harry Potter fan, and you know, Bible will get on the bus, and he like, just as a kid, and I just looked at him and I was like, you know, you're gonna go to hell for that, right? and then I proceeded to every day for a week, like, show him scriptures about witchcraft on the bus to school, and tell him like why he's got to repent and do all that, and bro, this experience changed my life. He got on the bus before me, and so when it was my turn to get on, I was going my normal routines, going to sit next to him, and we was going to open up the Word of God.
Oh my gosh.
And he said, "My mom told me I can't talk to you anymore," and that was the last time we spoke. Now that picture would reign, like that would echo as I would mature in my own life, of that, like when you come at people not in love,
That's
right?
right.
You come at people basically like damning them.
That's right.
These are things that Christ, just what he didn't do.
That's right.
That is not how he approached those types of situations. And over again, that memory has been burned into my image on how not to show up for people.
That's right.
You know, and unfortunately, that's how a lot of Christians show up. But I think it's been a little easier for me than maybe other people, a little less combative for me than other people, is because I was blessed enough for it to be revealed that you don't show up that way. There's different ways to, if you're trying to show the love of Jesus, you know what I'm saying, if you're a Christian, to show up. And so I'm just getting off my soapbox right now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's pretty much my take on it, you know what I mean? Like, you know, there's a lot of societal pressures that make it hard to even express yourself, but you know, there's also some accountability and like, and understanding that like the version of like Christians that show up is not necessarily biblical. And you know, when that's revealed to you, when you study the word for yourself and you look at how Christ handled these situations, you would see like, oh no, like I'm not even surprised people feel this way. You know what I'm saying? Let me show up a different way. You know what I mean? And I think that'll help. You know what I mean? So by studying the word, you know what I mean? Get in the word and see what it actually says.
Yeah, I would wonder, especially in entertainment, I would wonder what's the differences. I feel like the hardest thing to be in the entertainment industry is Christian. And I'm not sure. I could be wrong as fuck. But I just feel like any other religion. Say what?
So you're probably wrong.
I don't know. I be feeling like any other religion be like welcome. And I don't know what Rick Rubin believe in, but whatever he be preaching, like that's like super. And I don't know, like the whole hip hop, they got that whole era. But I feel like the most.
I
don't think it's bad to be spiritual in entertainment, for sure.
No,
Not at all.
it's not.
You
bad.
know,
No.
But I do.
but Christian,
I do.
I feel like them
was just
niggas.
finna
I feel
say-
like I don't know. I feel like we be getting hit like
yeah,
tough.
I was just gonna say.
I feel like in the world maybe not, but in entertainment.
Yeah, in Christianity, in entertainment, Christianity does get hit pretty hard. Oh, my bad. In entertainment, Christianity does get hit pretty hard. Other than like praising all the trees and all that other stuff, it's like most people that study zodiacs and crystals, rock crystals on them, and ankhs and all of that stuff, like they're more celebrated more or more accepted more, you know what I'm saying, in the industry, opposed to you saying, I believe Jesus died on the cross for my sins. I believe that God is the one and only true God. Like, they're going to be like, oh, okay, we hear you, but we're going to go with this person because they believe what the majority of these other lost people believe. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking from a Christian standpoint because I am also a Christian. But I do believe, like when you say, hey, I'm a Christian, they'll look at it and be like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? You can talk about God, but don't go too far with it type stuff because it's not really accepted like that.
I mean, yeah,
Unless you're in that specific lane, like y'all were saying earlier, you get stereotyped.
yeah, I feel like that's to be expected. I think it's part of just like, again, like there are people who claim to be Christians who have not just done bad things, but done bad things in God's name.
No,
you know what I
for
mean?
real, for real.
And Christians, like, or people claiming to be Christians, have held a lot of power historically and have used the Bible to commit heinous acts
Yeah.
that,
Still
that
like to
same
this
Bible
day.
actually doesn't approve of, but it gets twisted and then it's all in the name of Jesus, right? Like I'm totally unsurprised by that kind of reaction, because like when you say Christian, you almost immediately think hypocrite. Like that's just kind of
Judgmental.
a part. Oh yeah, you think judgmental, right? And so like there's this automatic like combat, and that's a part of it. But
I
it's
think when people think, I don't mean to cut you off, but I got to say something, damn. I think when people think Christian, I think they think naive.
Yeah.
I think people think like, oh, you drank the Kool-Aid, like, and, but I will say this though, like, all of these reflections and reactions to whether it be religion, it's all just the swinging of the pendulum. Like, that's what all of this is, right? Is right now we're living in an era where, we're creating. Let me rephrase that. We're creating art in an era. Let me make sure that what I'm saying. Let me be the video producer right quick. We're producing art in an era where, where the pendulum has swung now, right? If we were making music 50 or 60 years ago, no one would second guess saying Merry Christmas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now there's a thing. And so, now we're on the other side of that. And you would be naive or just in denial, willfully negligent, if you don't understand, and I'm not saying you got to agree, but understand why someone might repel from Christianity, right? It's just like kids said, there have been a lot of things. I mean, we could say the same thing about, 9/11. You know what I'm saying? We could say the same thing about a lot of these scenarios where these extremists take things to the next level, and then they create someone's reason to feel like what you believe is harmful or in a negative space. You know what I'm saying? And Christianity had its run with that too. Absolutely. I feel weird saying that because I don't think it's true Christianity. I think it's warped or, mutated Christianity that did that. But in the history books, it's just listed as Christianity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, that's where I think, while being attached to your beliefs, also staying attached to an aerial view or perspective of like people believing and people's potential fears, right? People's potential concerns. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't sit up here and just be like, wow, why are women afraid of men? Men have done some terrible things and continue to do terrible things to women. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me to act like, I don't understand. Like, it's just,
yeah, it's crazy.
it's unrealistic. Like,
Vice versa too.
yeah, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying to move in a space, absolutely, to move in a space of understanding and love first, just as Kid stated earlier. You know what I'm saying? And empathy first. I think that's the number one thing. But I will say this, and I'm gonna get in my quick little story, and then this has been a real thorough conversation that could probably continue on for hours and hours, and we could bring in more guests to give in their experience. We are in Memphis. We are on the Bible Belt. You know what I'm saying? This is a very real topic. It's probably, as many churches as there are here, as much as, we are in a very religious center when you think about it in the United States. I'm pretty sure this conversation can be had for 7 or 8 hours and still not be done. But I will say this though, I remember the first time I was made fun of for believing in God. And that was a wild thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I think about that now. I wouldn't say a lot, but it comes up. You know, it comes up that, like, you know, people are not just going to disbelieve what you believe. They're not going to have different thoughts. They're going to try to trample on you for your thoughts.
Yeah. Right?
And that's different. Right? That's different, right? And so having beliefs it's not us. And let me be clear. Having beliefs and being bold enough to state your stance, right? I mean, you will see, you're not just going to have different beliefs from somebody else. Somebody's going to try to come and trample on what you believe. At some point, if you believe loud enough, that's the thing. Like, you know, if you're a person who you find yourself always wanting to feel neutral and always wanting to, you know, make it hard to understand what you stand for, there are benefits to that, and then there are not benefits for that. You know what I'm saying? There are things that'll work against you because you are afraid to take a bold stance against or for something, not even against something, but for something, you know. But for those who do find themselves taking bold stances, like, just be aware, like, whether it's through entertainment or through music or not, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody's going to try to make you feel stupid for believing the things that you believe. And, you know, to be as prepared as possible to stand in your belief
Stand
and
on business.
stand on business, you know what I'm saying? Regarding it, you know what I'm saying? And if I'm being honest, use that as an opportunity, right, to know what you believe enough to withstand, you know, what might come against you. You know what I'm saying? Like, meaning, like, it's one thing to just be told something. Nah, go and read.
Mm-hmm.
Go and, you know what I'm saying? When somebody wants to challenge your beliefs and make fun of you for it, right? Know what you're standing on, right? Don't just, like, go and read. Go and do the research. Go and actually see what is in the documentation of whatever it is that you're believing. You know what I'm saying? And I'll end with that.
Period.
Agreed. Yeah. Gotta know this stuff for yourself.
Yeah. We got a comment. Dag, who y'all be around? I thought Christianity reigned supreme in this country at least. Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Smith.
I think what I be talking about is, like, well, I think it's the same thing Matt and Kid both brought up. Like, Christianity is such a wide landscape of different types of believers. To where coming out as Christian, you don't get hate from other people. You more so get hate from the people that's supposed to be your own people.
Yes.
And so that's what I mean. Like, I feel like there's just more sides of hate coming for a celebrity Christian or any, like, it don't matter, rapper, basketball player, or whoever. Like, I just feel like there's more barriers of hate around you than I feel like any other. And like I said, I could be wrong as hell. Like, I'm coming from a Christian base, so I don't know. But to me, that's just what it feels like. I feel like that can't be comfortable in their own church, and that can't be comfortable with some. Like, it's like, don't nobody really rock with them like that.
Yeah, in my opinion, I do think, I don't have the actual studies for this, but I do believe that Christianity is probably the most popular religion in America. But I don't think that.
It's not probably, it is.
Yeah,
Yes, very much so.
And
The American dollar
Very
is
much
in support of Christianity.
Yeah, so,
In God we trust.
So, but I don't think that, at least now, in the past 15 years, Christian culture is the dominant culture of America. And so, while it's the most popular religion, I don't think that's the most popular outlook of life. And so I do think it's at least become, in the past 10 years, a more minority kind of way of approaching life or looking at life or belief system.
Yeah, I mean, even if it isn't, right, the trajectory would suggest that soon it will be, right? So even if it isn't, even if it's like, still the dominant, right? When you look at how the world has changed over the last 10 to 15 to 20 years, the same thing, you could say the same thing about race, right? Like, 30 years ago, this was extremely white. You know what I'm saying? And what has been clearly dominant, at least in numbers, is changing dramatically. And so, I agree. I think that, but I think it's a combination of what you're saying, Kid, and what C Major was saying, which is just that, like, it's not like Christianity or hate on you practicing, on how you practice Christianity, is not about it being the dominant religion as much as it is about who is doing the criticism. And then very often, when it comes to Christianity, it is other people claiming Christianity. So even if it is the dominant, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah.
Yeah, if it's the dominant, it's working against you. Because now you got more niggas not fucking with you. Because you're not doing Christianity the way they think you should be doing it.
Yeah, and I think that's on the fast track in entertainment. Both the cultural shifts and criticism. Like, when you're in entertainment, all that stuff is, like, basically the pioneers of it.
I would say that I would like to poll to see, like, every artist that jumped out and made that stance, though. I feel like that's some of their most successful work. I'm gonna go back to Kanye again, just because that's the most. And let's go all the way back to, like, Jesus Walks. Like, that's like these type of stances are. That's like a fire. Like, everybody know that song. And I feel like when you're really living in what you're believing, no matter what it is, or I think it can't be beat type shit. Like, I really think that's.
Yeah.
I really think all of this don't show your religion shit is like a whole bunch of smoke screens, and, like, you really do whatever the fuck if you believe in, like, which I just been saying, like, you just really do whatever the fuck you living in and what you believing in,
bro,
and stand on it.
It just depends on how long you want to go in this conversation.
Hold on, but so, like, let me be clear about something about what you're saying, C Mage. Like, this is literally why you're here, right? It was my bet in 2015 that what people admire most is authenticity, vulnerability, and sincerity, right? And so, like, it is my bet that, like, if you are willing to go on a ledge boldly and daringly for whatever it is you believe, people will admire your ability to do so.
Yeah.
That's right.
That is why this company is called Unapologetic. So I couldn't agree more.
I also agree.
But
it just gets deep. What I'm saying, it just gets
It
deep.
truly does, though.
we could have spent like 2 hours on this.
No, for real, for real. This was a
my
great
man
topic,
Austin
though,
Michael has
for
been
sure.
going in on this conversation. Gotta make sure he's been going in on this conversation. He's been, he's coming. Obviously we know about Austin Michael. We know he comes from religious background, but he said that his exit from gospel rap community was this very thing, and I think he said that during the sentiment of when we were talking about how Christians can be the number one critics of Christians, and how they can make it hard in that regard. So, it's a real conversation. That's what I was saying, man. Like, we could really come back to this conversation.
Yeah, bring some more.
Absolutely.
I want to really understand the non-Christian point of view on this too. Like, I would really like to know, like, what is that experience in entertainment specifically?
Yeah.
That would be great.
That's a whole nother conversation too. We could really get canceled off this shit. We could really talk about some shit, bro. But
That's facts.
yeah,
Man.
let's keep it moving. Where we on, Adlibs?
I don't even know, man. Where we young?
We talking about Adlibs.
First of all, hold on. Let me say this before we move forward. Let me just say this one thing, bro. Let me do my video producer, John. Let me just say this. Like, I probably should have said this at the top. We just kind of hopped into the conversation, but, like, I think anybody watching this or anybody listening is aware of how sensitive of a topic this can be.
Oh yeah.
And how these are our opinions based on our life and our experiences and the things that we practice. Kid stated several times, like, hold on, I just want to make sure I'm coming from y'all know I'm coming from. I am a Christian, and he has that bias, so to speak, regarding this. But like, I just want to make sure that on this recording is conveyed, like, we're aware of the delicateness and the empathy you got to have this conversation.
That's right.
Right? And just to be clear, I want to explain something too. Like, we didn't talk about this conversation before this conversation. Like, we didn't solidify that we all agreed on something together and that we could talk about it safely. We were prepared to disagree with each other. We were prepared to have opposing views and do it and still record it, and still have it be a live thing. Again, but it's kind of easy for us to do that because, like, we're very aware of how much we all move in love when it comes to each other.
That's right.
Right? This is what allows us to have... Y'all have no idea. Y'all think we be in the studio all day making music. So much of the music is influenced by the other thing that we do the most, which is have real, deep, and sensitive and delicate conversations because we're aware of how much we love each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's a very real thing. And I just want to say before we move on, like, if you're going to have these conversations, I would advise that you move in the same way.
That's right.
Because if it's not that, everybody's defending themselves and everything turns into a war and I'm against you, you against me.
And then nobody's
and
listening.
then it's not a conversation. You guys are talking at each other. And then there's no point to that. So, yeah. That being said, you know what I mean? Let's get
That's right.
It's a crazy segue.
So I guess we're moving on to that. Huh? That's the next topic. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
What's the
Kid,
next topic?
Right? Hey.
So everybody's saying that was a good topic. That was a good discussion. So salute to y'all for listening in.
Yeah, appreciate
you.
that.
Shout out
Kind
to
of
y'all.
watching us discuss, our hearts
Definitely.
and some of the things that we've, some of our dealings.
Definitely.
yeah, definitely will be coming back up in the future.
Yeah. Just so y'all know, that story Kid told about, like, the kid on the bus or whatever, I never
heard
I've
that.
heard this, and Kid's told a million stories.
Yeah.
He never told me this story.
Bro.
So, and that seemed to be like a heavy influence on his life. So y'all got some real vulnerability in the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah.
10 years old. Now you my nigga.
Rebuking
That
kids
was
at
pretty
school.
extreme.
My boy was beating my boy over the head with the Bible. But yeah, so the question, Kid, was who changed the culture?
Yeah, bro. Like, who is the most culturally impactful ad-libber?
And y'all
This
niggas,
is a very easy.
y'all
thing.
niggas saying
is.
it's Jeezy, bro?
It is. It
Who
is.
is? How is it not?
Okay.
I don't know,
I'm
bro.
glad
I
you
don't-
disagree
I-
because I thought it was pretty easy too.
Culturally impactful. That's the phrase. Not who started it.
Yeah, I know.
not- Go ahead. Yeah, you got it.
The only thing is, I wish I could do some more research. I'm not saying it's not Jeezy, but I'm saying that wasn't the first nigga that popped in my head. He ain't never the first nigga to pop in my head when I think about Adlibs though.
Yeah.
Okay. So who? Yeah.
Well, the first nigga to pop in my head is or the first niggas is Migos for sure. But that's after.
I feel like that's the passing of the torch.
Yeah, that's after.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think of his era, like before them. Who was that? And I don't know.
I mean, we telling you that.
Yeah, I guess it
Well,
was
it was
Jeezy.
Gucci. It was. I say Gucci and Jeezy. Like Gucci and Jeezy had them ad-libs that everybody knew about.
Gucci is a very
Very
respectable.
Is
Yeah.
Dolph after Jeezy?
Way past.
Nah.
We talking about impact.
Impact.
We're
Real
not talking
impact.
about, like,
Not the hood.
chronological order.
Let me tell you the impact Jeezy had. Let me just show y'all something real quick. Let me illustrate
This
a
morning,
real life.
I woke up.
Okay, now hold
Feeling
on.
like
Somebody,
that.
my man, somebody, Internal Quest has a.
Jim Johns.
Okay, now, to me, that, my friend, is a respectable debate, right? If you were to say Jim Jones, let's go and listen to Ballin'.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he was the ad lib nigga.
Yeah.
But that whole really all of them niggas, bruh. Hell, that whole Dipset squad were some ad lib and
Now,
ass
see,
niggas.
That is a response where I gotta go and do my Googles, right, to see what it is. So if I were to say Jeezy, and then somebody says Migos, I ain't got to do no Googles. Nah, man, Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody says Jim Jones, it's like, I don't know. Jim was on it like that.
Now, before they ask, who was it? Criss Cross and them?
Criss Cross was
What ad-lib did they have?
right. Somebody said, oh damn. Somebody says Jada Kiss.
Yo, that is pretty iconic. Damn.
It is iconic, but that start the ad-lib movement though.
Yeah. What is an ad lib? First of all,
Are we talking about a signature sound? Or are we
Yeah.
talking about an ad-lib?
Let me just paint y'all a picture of why Jeezy, no matter who you name,
Yeah,
Jeezy can't be messed with.
it's gotta be Jeezy.
Jeezy recorded a song, right? The producer of that song was like, you know what? I think I hear a different version of this song. I think it could be better. And so he took that song for himself. But you know what? He kept Jeezy's ad-libs
nigga talking about
on that song.
You know what I'm
And it
saying?
became one of that artist, one of their biggest songs ever.
That ain't the moment that made Jeezy.
I'm telling you, I'm not saying that's the moment.
He's
I'm
saying that,
telling
like,
you,
like somebody has to be that impactful for something like that.
with
to
the
happen.
ad-libs,
Yeah.
that
I
they
know.
take
Yeah.
your verse off
Yeah.
and
and
still leave
keep
that
all
shit.
your ad-libs.
Yeah,
Can't tell me nothing by Kanye West.
Yeah.
yeah.
Bro, that song
Yeah.
had a whole... Bro, nobody else has that feat. Except maybe Quavo. I'm not sure. But like recently, like he might... I feel like people grab him for his ad-libs.
2
like that.
Chainz.
Yeah.
Don't leave my guy to
And 21 probably got that.
21.
Too.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know.
21 is that right now. I ain't even lying.
But these
Oh,
are
21
new
definitely
niggas
is that
though.
right.
21. Like everybody know that.
Bro, it's so interesting. Like, there's also a subcategory of people whose ad-libs are their name. Like,
Literally.
Like, I always thought that was so interesting, bro.
Hold on. Was it Thug Motivation where that kind of solidified that with Jeezy?
Yeah, they gotta be.
Yeah.
Is that the one with Command You Niggas Get Money?
Yeah.
Nah, that's the inspiration. Okay, like I said, this was a good conversation. Thug Motivation drops July 26, 2005. A year later, Jim Jones drops Ballin' in 2006.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, a Ballin' was a junt, and I feel like I'm remembering some ad-libs, but
Yeah, I was just finna
he's
say.
not really coming up as like an ad-lib dude.
Yeah, that's
Weezy?
that's what I was gonna say. I don't know if Dipset Jones is memorable. But they were ad libs. Like it was their verse and niggas was like really ad libbing and shit. Like Cam whole verse would be like repeating the same. Like his whole verse could damn near be an ad lib. So it wasn't like I think Jeezy. I feel like where y'all got me is Jeezy said the same shit every fucking song, and so in that case. Then I guess he stamped he had a tag like, and so
He
that's
did. But
We got
also
somebody- hold on, real
Wayne.
You said Wayne?
Yeah.
Hold on, real quick. Let me get in some of the what people said. Brandon said E40. Austin Michael said
nah, okay.
Busta Rhymes. Austin Michael says Busta Rhymes, low key.
Yeah.
That's super low. That's too low
That's,
key.
yeah, that's
Too low key.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
go up the scale a little bit.
It is too.
Midas says Jewel's the only one that had memorable ad. That's not true. I mean, Jim's ad libs was definitely the king of the Dipset ad libs for sure. You know what I'm saying? What's the name? We got Kid. Your sister says she want to drop in a vote for Pusha T.
Yeah, man. I don't
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, are we talking about signature sounds?
Yeah,
Are we talking
but
about
that's
like,
where
That remind
Jeezy.
me of the G Unit.
That's where Jeezy went because his signature sounds were ad libs. Like so, that's why I feel like Jeezy.
Pusha T has a pretty memorable joint, and it's pretty consistent. But I don't think it really inspired anybody else to like take the ad libs to the next level.
I'm telling you, like
I don't think
that's
people
why
were
it's-
singing the ad libs. You know what I
It's
mean?
Jeezy, bro. Like it's not even a. This conversation is disrespectful to Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that we can have this conversation. That you know what we doing right now? This is what we doing right now. We sitting up here saying like, "Yo, man, who the tallest person in the NBA?" Yo, man, it's Marcus Smart. You know what I'm saying? Like this is really disrespectful to Wemby, bro. Like,
Yeah.
clearly.
Okay,
like,
yeah. So I mean, that's why I say Jeezy just wins. But I feel like this is kind of the honorable mention segment. You know what I'm saying? Like, who also, like, when you sing they songs, you gotta sing the ad lib. You know what I mean?
Jeezy.
I'm saying who else?
Nigga said all three categories. Jeezy, nigga. Honorable mention.
Gucci. Everybody knows old Gucci's ad libs.
Gucci.
Everybody, even
Gucci
still to
Bird
this
pretty-
day.
Pretty
Bird.
memorable for sure.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
yeah.
Like, what's her name? Sexy Red call herself trying to do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you pretty much got that from Gucci Mane.
Gucci is I feel like that's a really good one.
Yeah, for sure.
When you singing the song, you singing the ad lib.
Yeah.
So basically, Atlanta niggas run the ad lib game.
Pretty
gotta
much.
give it to him. Gotta give it to
Damn.
him.
We got the jig and they got the ad libs. You know, it's all right.
Gotta give it to him.
Can't deny it.
Bro, did any of the old like Memphis rappers have ad lib? Like,
I
probably
don't know,
Pat and all
nigga.
that?
Pat definitely got ad libs.
Yeah, they had ad-libs, but like,
But Pat was more so
Jeez.
known for the way he hit the end of every bar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why it's Jeezy though. I mean, aside from the things that have already been mentioned, just beside the fact that I remember more Jeezy ad-libs than I remember actual verses. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody else's ad-libs was cool. Nobody had the ad-libs like Jeezy voice though. That's why they were so
That
impactful.
rasp.
Yeah. Ha ha. Yeah.
Rick
Like,
Ross tried it.
Come on. Like, Ross.
Ross a good one.
Ross is a good one.
Yeah,
But not
good
impactful.
You ain't
not
lying.
as impactful.
Yo,
You
Ross be
right.
saying some funny ass
No,
shit in
for
his
real,
ad. Yo,
though.
Ross might be a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really
Ross
good
be saying
one.
some funny ass. Ross is, bro, we could talk about Ross too in another
facts.
joint.
I fuck with Ross.
Y'all was making fun of me, but
It's
like,
Jeezy, not even close.
yeah, it's Jeezy not close. But besides Jeezy, are
Pusha
the
T
other
has one
closest?
ad lib, right?
Pusha T has one ad lib, but it is quite the ad lib.
Period.
You know what I mean? Like at his funeral, like somebody just got to play that soundbite, like as he's being lowered into the casket.
Yo. Nigga disappointed in himself.
Oh.
It's disgusting.
What's that? What's the song with caskets in the title from him?
Oh yeah, crushes casket.
Yeah,
crushes,
yeah.
crosses
You gotta
crushes
play
crosses
that. You gotta
casket.
be playing that instrumental. And just, yeah.
Play close.
Now
Ross
here's one
up- yeah,
thing:
Ross up there.
did Jay-Z? Because Jay-Z is considered one of the greatest rapper of all time. So did he have like a memorable
Nah,
ad lib?
he ain't have no ad libs though.
Jay-Z just had memorable
H to the-
ideas and lyrics.
Yeah, that's
Jay-Z
it.
had memorable billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Literally. Literally.
Memorable billions
He'll
of
teach
dollars.
you something with lyrics. Like, that's
You know what I'm
about
saying?
it.
So you don't have to have
Here
an
we
iconic
go.
ad lib to
Hold on,
be
hold
the
on, hold on.
greatest.
Here you go, kid, just for you, bro. Hold on. First, let me say one that's not gonna be talked about. You know what I'm saying? Someone says Juicy J's "Yeah Ho" frequently pops up.
Yeah.
Yeah Ho was
That's
Yeah,
Gangsta Boo too.
pretty,
Shout out to Gangsta
you know
Boo.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty
I
legendary.
get that.
Oh, that is kind of a
Yeah.
That is pretty
whole
legendary.
song's been flipped and
Yeah,
moved
huh?
out that joint.
Yeah.
That
Ain't
might
lying.
be. We might have to kind of reel some names
That's
back.
you
Yeah.
know what I mean. That's somewhere in the mix. You know what I'm saying? That's respect. Now here go yo, John. Midas says, "I like all Timbaland's ad libs too."
Be the producer, put the camera. You know what I mean? Let me know. You know what I mean? That's what I
Alright,
was
this
trying to
might get
tell
up.
these folks, bro. This man Timbaland be ad-libbing on every song that he ain't even a feature on, bro. This man
Man,
forces
stupid.
ad-libs, bro. You gotta respect it, bro.
Here
That's
we
some not
go,
going
man.
out energy.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Oh my
Here we go.
God.
Shout out to Tim. Shout out to Pharrell. Pharrell.
Here we go, man. Damn. All right, well, Midas, you just, you know what I'm saying? You just set this man on fire, man.
No, facts, whoever said that. Jay-Z don't dub or ad lib. I ain't never heard Jay-Z with no ad lib.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the alternative conversation to this is like the success of no ad libs.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
The fact that, like,
Yeah.
you know, Drake has to, like, intentionally be like, oh, let me make an ad lib song. Like,
Yeah.
most of Drake's songs is
Don't
like
have
one
them.
singular lead vocal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know how impactful that has been. But anyway, let's stay on the ad libs. We good. You know what I'm saying?
That is crazy. Like J. Cole, like all the rappers you would consider like, yo, the best of the best. Like
They don't
them
have no
joints
ad
don't do-
libs
they don't
or
be-
dubs
Mm-mm.
at all.
Nah, that kind of you know Tupac took that to the next level. The Dubs. Tupac took that to the next level. Bone Thugs and Harmony. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Took that to the next level.
Yeah,
and
Kendrick is one of those up there rappers that I think he dubs and ad-libs. I mean, that nigga be having whole different voices and
It
shit.
depends
He
on the
dubs
song.
harmonically, though.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it depends on the song because the way that he does it is in a totally different artistic kind of way.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't like I haven't intentionally heard him dub over a track like the main verse or nothing like
Well,
that.
I'll give respect to the
Unless it's
Dubs because
effect.
I mean I don't know if anybody would put him in somebody's top whatever, but like Busta Rhymes is
That's been
Yeah,
mentioned
yeah,
several
yeah.
Yeah, but
Definitely,
I'm trying to figure out. I
don't hear him with no
ain't never heard Buzz ad-lib though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
No.
Yeah, that's
the
fake.
thing.
That's fake.
Hold on. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me OG status this right quick. You know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes ad-libs is ridiculous. It's just like nah, it's just that when Buster does them, okay, I know this because I've been in the studio with this man. So like, you know what I'm saying?
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
You better flex.
Nah,
You
nigga.
better flex one
Talk your
time.
shit.
Period.
like
Here we go. I'm saying like like it's just when he does them, they don't sound like ad-libs, but they really are. Like Busta Rhymes is like like his like approach to ad-libs is
DMX. What?
what?
Yeah.
Come on.
Is that the most successful
DMX.
ad-lib of all time?
Like
That might be.
I don't know, bro.
think about it.
I ain't gonna lie. When Rough Riders Anthem came out,
Yeah.
I'm driving down the street saying, "What? What, dog? What?" That's facts.
you know who is like has just as many memorable but not celebrated ad-libs? Swiss Beats.
Yo, okay. So
I was just thinking about that earlier, but I didn't want to bring that one up.
Austin Michael just said Swiss ad-libs harder than his beats.
Listen. No, real shit though.
I'm glad you said that, Austin Michael. I'm glad you said that, Austin Michael. Cause I agree, my nigga.
Absolutely.
Remember when we thought he was doing that shit down
Bro, that
there?
shit is a sample, bro. That's the greatest live. That's the greatest, bro. That's it's the fucking worst live I've ever heard in my life, bro. I thought that nigga was playing that shit. That's a sample, bro. That's crazy for me. Is Swiss Beats the biggest fried? And
Oh yeah, and what's the name? We got some homies say might have said and all that damn barking. He had folks barking and that's facts.
Yeah, bro.
I was
Period.
Thank you.
Yo, he might be kind of.
X might be the
DMX
nigga.
might
He might be
Gonna
kinda
give it to
rising
you.
above
Come on,
Jeezy.
period.
He kinda acting like animals, bro.
No, real talk though.
That's some power.
It's wild shit. It's a wild shit.
That's facts though.
For real.
Especially post Snoop. To get us to like to present being like a dog
Yeah.
and this is post Snoop Dogg.
Snoop was the poodle.
Damn, Snoop.
I love you,
I thought Snoop was a Doberman.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
you know, one of the taller,
that man
a Great
poodle.
Dane. I give him a Great Dane. But when it came to Jeezy and all of them, those are the Rottweilers and shit of the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bulldogs.
This man Snoop Dogg, fully certified Crip at the time, was a
Fully
poodle.
certified crib.
Hey Snoop.
How do you be a fully certified crib? How do you know if a nigga fully
And a
certified?
certificate and all. He saw the certificate.
He said fully
That man
certified.
diploma is on the
Man, watch them.
Certified.
Nigga went to crib school.
Oh my god.
Got all the certifications, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Level 3 Crip.
Level
yeah.
3 crib.
Oh, triple OG.
That is hilarious, bro.
Period, though.
Man, that is
I
quite
love
entertaining. Quite entertaining. Shout out my man Uncle Snoop, man.
Dang, so it might have to be between DMX and Jeezy now. Because, yeah, folks was really out here barking.
That's facts. Me, I am folks. Like, shout out my man Synapse. You know what I'm saying? Me and Sin, we used to drive down the street in the Volvo. What? What?
Period.
That's facts. I never thought of that as an ad-lib though, but that's
Yeah, that's man. You can't deny that one. What?
DMX.
Yeah.
Everybody around the globe knows that ad lib.
real. That's real.
Dang.
Like, can you say the same about Jeezy? I love Jeezy.
Yeah, I feel like people around the globe know that.
No, I'm talking about like as impactful as the what? Yeah. Which one was more impactful do y'all think?
Probably what? Because I don't think Jeezy had a song that was as big as DMX's biggest songs.
Yeah,
That's
but
facts.
yeah.
Woo!
It's a great conversation.
This has just got into ambiguity. I don't know now. That's facts. DMX was like
for real.
In like, there's very few people that reach the status of DMX. Like
for real.
You know,
As a rapper.
That's facts. Damn, I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, we might have to.
We might have to do a poll on social media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Honestly, I feel conflicted because I want Jeezy to be the king. You know what I mean? Because I just love his Adlibs. They're
wanted to.
motivational. Hey,
Shit, DMX
get
is
this
too.
money. I command y'all to get this money.
Yo, for
DMX, I command you to be a dog.
Stop. Drop. Shut him down, open up, stop. Come on.
yeah, bro.
What?
That man.
What?
That's top 15
Period.
hype moments of me first hearing the song ever in my entire life. When I heard that, Judge, that's the only thing that keeps me from saying like Swiss is absolute trash. Like because of how much I enjoy. Like I can never deny.
That beat was hard though.
Yeah. Okay, no. See, See, okay. Let me be clear. Let me be clear about something. I see where you're going.
Let's really talk about it.
Clear about something. After again, y'all about to get on me again. I've been in the studio with bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that was just a GOAT beat. But I've seen how much of an actual producer
Okay.
Swiss is. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Swiss's idea to be like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And make that song
Yeah.
that song. That's why I say producer.
Okay.
This is a perfect segue into the other topic, which was like, what are the tiers of a hit record? And I was watching this interview with this multi-platinum songwriter. Hold on, let me get his name.
Bro, can we pull up the instrumental to the DMX? That beat probably weak as some motherfucker.
We find that right quick, bro.
That beat probably weak as hell.
Theron Thomas. Teron Thomas. So
Something new.
he was on this songwriter podcast, John,
To the DMX.
and they was asking about like,
That beat probably
they was asking about like what's the most important parts, and he was listing like melody and then like the syllables, so like the math of how the songs put together, its symmetry and all that. Then he was like the lyrics, then the concept, and on the lowest tier he put the beat.
That's how he said it though, the beat.
Well, I kind of shortened it, but it was like it kind of dwelled into just some other parts, which was like then it expanded to like the songwriter, producer, beat maker, and in that statement he said producer and songwriter, like most important parts, beat maker, and then he said the beat is probably the least important part of a hit song.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, interesting. And because he was basically saying like, yo, like he was basically saying like to write a hit song, like a lot of songwriters prefer you send just like the chords, so they're not like boxed in to the rhythm. Like there's more expansion that can happen, and you can always add the drums later. Not saying it's not important, but least important to a hit song. And one of the statements he said is, a great song can totally reshape a trash beat, which is kind of what you're alluding to.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? Like the beat don't gotta be hard for the song to be amazing. You know what I mean?
But that post production need to be on point though.
Right. It's the producer, like the actual production part. Like you got to say it like this. No, redo it. You know what I'm saying? Have it this. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those components can transform not great beat. You know what I'm saying? And still make a great song.
Yeah.
But a great beat, he was saying, and I'm curious what you guys think, that a great beat won't save a trash song.
Nah, Have you ever heard of hip hop?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, nigga, the last 10 years, great beats have been saving trash songs. The last 10 years of rap.
Music.
Like for real.
I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all disagree. That's your opinion.
I mean, okay. I think generally these, like, I don't disagree with the generality of these concepts, but to use words like can't or won't or don't, that's like, nah. Yeah. You know, if you want to talk about music and musicality and hit songs, that it's mostly dominated by pop. Okay, then we can have that conversation. But like the most dominant force in music in the last 20 years has been rap. And rap is inundated with things that would challenge these ideas, without a doubt.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, this guy's, you know, I think, you know, he's worked with like mostly, you know, pop artists. He's worked with like hip hop artists.
Speaking
as
from
well.
a very biased
but you know,
perspective.
But at the same time too, that it also makes me, well, I don't know, Drake is just different. But like, I would be curious if like if he would consider the biggest like hip hop songs of the past like 10 years to be, if he would consider them to be bigger than the biggest pop songs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he knows.
Yeah.
The takeover, or at least, you know.
And it's like, and you know, he wasn't saying, I don't want to, you know, just put words in where he wasn't saying like it was like unimportant.
Yeah.
But in terms of the least important factors to getting in the studio as a songwriter to make a hit song, like,
and that's the thing. He's speaking from the perspective of making that. You know what I'm saying?
He is a songwriter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think. I clearly am nowhere near as qualified to discuss this with somebody who has written more than a handful of hit records. You know what I'm saying? But I can't also help but notice the bias,
right?
The potential
bias
there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't. And I say that on both ends. Like, we're sons and daughters of hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
And so the
Like,
drums are everything. Yeah.
Man, period.
Yeah. Every studio session I watched on YouTube or any beat, any hit song I done seen being made, whether it's Timbaland, Pharrell, the drums was the most important part of any. And if I seen somebody build a beat with an artist, I didn't see the artist move until the drums started.
Literally, or the bass, like one of the other.
All right, so
kid, like, I don't know, bro.
I don't know who you be watching, my nigga.
I think, I don't know. In my opinion, hold
on. Before we go into my bad, hold that thought. I just want to. It's a lot of comments coming in. I want to make sure that we get what the people saying. I'm gonna read some of the overlapping Jeezy junts. Yeah. So there was one comment said by Memphis T. Jordan. He said, "Jeezy Trap or Die mixtape sits at a very high status wise. May not have one song bigger than X, but that mixtape took over in the same way X took over when he did." Now, I responded to this and said, "Man, I love Jeezy, but nah, I'm sorry, bro. Like, nah." I'm sorry, bro. Jeezy, it's not nothing Jeezy ever did. They can mess with X at the height of X.
Nothing.
And I mean, you can combine all that Jeezy did. And I'm a Jeezy fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask my family. They know. But when X was X, nah. I want to be clear about something. You know what I'm saying? Like, the most successful rapper in the world is Jay-Z. Jay-Z wasn't the headliner on the tour with DMX. Like, nobody was. It was DMX.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing close.
Yeah, we've never seen a sea of people like that.
No.
For chanting the DMX. Dennis, man, pray for them after this shit, bro.
Midas says it has to, talking about like the song and what's important, it has to feel great, not gonna lie. I'm starting to think that hits might be on the same sound wave on some science shit. I feel that, you know what I'm saying?
Like it's like an actual
real formula, yeah.
Absolutely.
That can be broken down.
I mean, pop dudes would definitely say that.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Nikita says, yeah, we can barely understand the damn words, so it's gotta be the beat.
Period.
Or it got to be the melody.
And
You
one
know
or the
what I mean?
other, like for real,
Yeah.
the melody got to be catchy.
Yep. Brandon says Slim Shady LP is a great example of this simple beat, but what he did to them is next level. It's the feels. Nowadays, it's the beats. Rati says if the beat is trash, then they have to overcompensate with the lyrics. If the lyrics are trash, then the beat better be MF and fire. You know what I'm saying? There has to be something to cut to. There's something to it that feels good, or I'm cutting that John off. Next.
Period.
I respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Something got to be great about
Hey,
that. Yeah, and we're talking about like hit records, not good.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Not
right.
your favorite,
Right.
you know, but, you know,
Undeniable.
the joints that like
Right.
do commercially the best. And you, but no, what I was gonna say to your point, specifically when you just talk about Pharrell, what immediately came to my mind was the like pseudo documentary of Making Justified with Justin Timberlake, and I was thinking like, I wouldn't say the drums was the most important joint on that.
I definitely, bro.
No,
What?
What joint?
On the
Justified? Bro,
bro. I'm
the
sorry.
bounce was
Fam,
crazy.
fam,
It was
I'm
simple.
sorry.
I ain't saying the drums gotta be doing crazy shit,
Bro.
but the bounce was
Bro.
crazy, bro.
Boys got deep in hell right
Okay.
there.
All right.
I'm sorry, bro. It was them chord progressions, man.
Yeah, the chorus was fine too.
And what I feel like
So
I
take
feel
the
like
drums away
if
from.
you take those drums away, those songs are still
Hell
as
nah.
effective.
No.
Hell nah.
Bro.
You wildin'
You
now.
tripping
Bro,
now, bro.
Yes, bro.
Hell no.
Listen to
You
the
tripping.
bro. For one, at
Yo,
that
female, you want
time,
me to mute his mic?
It literally,
This nigga's wild.
the drums
This nigga's
literally
wild,
made the
dude.
song.
I'm not saying they don't, bro. They are just as effective. They still gonna go, bro.
Nah, bro.
People still gonna sing them.
The
Bro.
drums damn near literally made some of them songs, though.
bro.
That's
Bro,
justified, not the
Maybe
truth.
the Timberland joints.
Justified.
Maybe
Nah,
the
nigga,
Timberland
the
joints, but
Pharrell joints. Senorita, bro.
The Pharrell joints. I'm not saying the drums weren't hard or unimportant, but what
That's
I'm
what you're saying, nigga.
No,
You
I'm
said
not.
take
I'm
it
not-
what you
away.
just
You were
said.
saying they would be just
That's
as
literally what you
impactful.
just
That means you're
Well,
saying
maybe
that
I am saying they're unimportant. I'm saying what you're saying that they was the most important, and I disagree. That's what I'm saying.
I think they were the most
They
important,
were
but
not.
I do think them chords.
the tracks is starting off with just the rhythm, like just the drums, like that's how you catch people.
It come with the chorus too. Maybe
What chords was that?
That's Senorita.
Yo, do that again.
that nigga had dance moves. He had dance moves with the shit and everything. That nigga pop locked and shit.
Cry me a river. Come on, bro. That shit.
But the drums is crazy.
Yes, but I'm saying,
hard as hell.
bro, you can do it a tiny Vex version without the drums and that shit.
Nah,
go.
nigga. No, bro.
It would have been annoying with just a hit.
You can do it, but that shit wouldn't have popped. Like you talking about making a hit song. That shit is not a hit. So maybe they're equally important. I still put the drums up higher.
Okay.
But I know you're not taking the drums out of none of these equations and that shit going. Matter of fact,
saying,
name me how many hit songs out there without drums.
And I also say, bro, especially in those sessions, that the songwriting is, I think, the most important part of all them junks, because all those tracks is crazy.
If you in the comments, let me know how you feel about it.
I think the songwriting could be the last thing, and now that might be my producer bias, but I don't think it matter what the fucking nigga say in any song.
Bro, fam, if maybe not the lyrics, but when I say the songwriting, I'm including the lyrics and the melody of it, bro. Like if you just put if you don't put that melody on them tracks, those beats don't do the same thing.
Name me. All right, I get that.
No,
So
bro, you talking
It
about
really depends.
Timberland
Like
beats?
for real.
I am talking, and Pharrell. I'm talking
Timberland
about
was known for his
Hold on,
drums.
hold
though.
on. I can say, look, if you were to talk about Pharrell Jones, I don't even need to hear the ones you talking about, and I would say like, all right, this is a possibility. Let's go and listen. But you talking about Timberland beats? You talking about Timberland
The nigga who is known for his
percussion
drums.
could just be gone.
Straight
and
up.
still be impactful?
Straight up.
Timberland?
Fam, Cry Me a River is one of them songs.
Bro,
Bro, you talking about one song. We talking about an album. You talking about an album.
I'm saying, first of all, this started when I said the first thing came to mind was them sessions of Pharrell and them making Justified. Timbaland wasn't in those videos.
It was Pharrell and Justin.
So yes, this started on the Pharrell Junts, but like Timbaland's percussion is legendary. I'm not taking that away. I'm just saying
the thing he do the best, it don't matter.
Don't matter.
I'm just saying what made them a hit because, bruh, listen to Shock Value 2. Timbaland got some crazy ass drums on them Junts, but the songs was not hitting, and I don't want to listen to it.
Oh, my bad. I was reading comments. What
The Shock Value 2, Timbaland's album, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro, those were some great beats, great percussion with trash songs. The great song, the one Drake did, Say Something.
Yeah,
all it had to come together, bro. Like,
yeah, I don't think them was some great beats though. I think you love Timbaland so much that it's hard. It's hard
what
for
are
you
you
to.
talking about? I'm just saying the Junts was trash.
No,
Like,
you saying the
I don't wanna
songs
listen
was
to
trash. But I think he.
Midas says, "Die on your ledge, Maestro." So she's supporting you. Keep going with this crazy stuff you saying, bro. So go ahead, man.
Yeah, I'm going back to the whole thing.
If you listen to if Justin Timberlake said, "I'm finna do a concert and it's just me, guitar, and the songs on Justified,"
Yeah, he could do that shit
is gonna go
because
crazy.
niggas done heard the song for years with drums.
Exactly.
But if that shit had came out like that, niggas gonna skip.
Like, what the fuck is
Hey,
this?
Brandon says, "Take the basketball out the NBA." Then that's what he said. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That makes sense. What
Facts.
you saying is taking the
Name,
basketball.
give me
right
5
here.
hit songs
I'm saying
without
it's-
drums, bro. Give me one hit song without drums.
Okay. Any
wait.
Adele joint that's just a piano, like,
No,
I'm
everybody
pretty
don't
sure
know
Rolling in the
everybody
Deep
that
got
does
drums.
bro, she got way more hits than
I don't-
Rolling in the Deep.
I don't
And
know,
them
nigga.
joints, bro. What I'm saying is like,
that. It's drums in there.
if she just do it with piano, it's gonna go crazy.
Yes.
If she has a concert, it's gonna sell out.
If we've heard the song before.
Listen, if you have a concert and you be like, yo, we just gonna play the instrumentals, it's not gonna sell out.
What point is that proving? I'm saying.
It's proven. Is there's other shit more important than the drums?
Hold on, this
which
was
is
the man-
all I'm saying.
hold on, time
It's
out.
more important shit than the drums.
Oh, this what bro just said. This what bro just said. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, is drums is important, bro. If you don't wear socks, my G, then are you walking down the street?
Yo, kid is a master manipulator, bro.
Fam.
Hey, this man Musa from TDE,
This
bro,
nigga moving.
you a master manipulator, bro.
He a
Like,
master manipulator, bro.
Damn.
I'm
Yo,
just saying,
that's
you know what I'm
crazy.
saying? The instrumentals, like there are some joints where the instrumentals gonna go like who was like
Yo, hold on, somebody
I like when kids
somebody
stand.
says, I like when Kid stands up for how he feels. He literally stands up.
He literally standing on business.
This man
Respect.
came into my space, bro. I'm controlling the podcast, bro. I said, no, I'm trying to tell you, bro, no.
He literally standing on business, bro.
anyway,
that-
you know what I'm saying? Clearly, you know what I'm saying? We have some opinions. All of it, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure your drums is hard, make sure your melodies is great, because, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them joints got to be.
I think
who
we could-
said that?
what?
That was an amazing joint. Who said, yo, something got to be.
Yeah, some gotta be good. Some gotta. I'm skipping.
Rati said,
I rock with that comment. Something got to be great.
Yeah, some gotta be good. We skipping that
Otherwise,
shit.
next.
It don't matter what you say though. I think we can all agree on that.
I think what you say matters less
It don't
than
matter, bro.
the melody.
It doesn't matter at all.
You know,
That's
in the
right.
grand scheme of things.
I mean, I think, no, you're absolutely right. I think what you say doesn't matter as much as the melody, but I do think when you say something amazing in a great a melody, that's how you end up changing the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. For sure. Yeah,
That was all our topics.
That was dope. That was a dope ass conversation today, you guys.
Right.
I really enjoyed that.
Man, you know what? That was it. We kind of went over time. Not kind of. We
Period.
definitely went over time. Man, for everybody tuned in, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for y'all comments. Y'all comments set it off. Please always feel free to engage with us on this in these ways.
Definitely.
This has been Tight Beat at Outer Space in Unapologetic Studio. Behind me is my cast.
Yeah, we got C major. I'm not wearing black socks today. I used them all. Sorry.
Damn. Unique. Period.
Kid Maestro.
And on that note, man, y'all continue to stand on business. You know what I'm saying? Stay dangerous or stay safe or do both.
All
It's
right.
been I Make Mad Beats. Peace.
Good night.
Oh shit, here we go again.